now Billy Smith, the second baseman, steps in for the Baltimore Orioles as this ball game is just about ready to get underway. Yankees play Smith straight away. He's in left-handed. And the first pitch of the ball game is down low, ball one. Billy Smith batting at .237. He has 4 home runs and 26 runs batted in. The 1-ball, no-strike pitch is fouled straight back. It's 1-1. The Yankees' first soft Smith back in April and May was batting .526. Getting about half that now. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Smith. Curveball is a called strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes. Figueroa's 1-2 delivery. Line center field. Rivers coming on, can't get to it. He'll take it on the first hop, and Billy Smith will hold at first base. So Smith with a leadoff bingo on at first. That'll bring on Elliott Maddox. Maddox sent to Baltimore over the winter, bothered by that very bad knee, just getting back into the lineup for the Orioles. He's only been up a dozen times, has 2 base hits. Elliott Maddox. Looks like Maddox is playing without a knee brace. Couldn't do that here when he was with the Yankees. His knee was that bad. A right-handed hitter. Pitch to Maddox. Curveball. Gets the outside corner, called strike. Yankees will play Maddox straight away. He likes to hit the ball to right center, or right field. It's McClow's stance. As Figueroa set. And the 1-strike pitch. Get on the ground up the middle. It's through. Base hit. Smith will hold at second base. And the first 2 Orioles get on by way of single. Smith is down at second. Maddox on at first. And the batter is Pat Kelly, the left fielder. Figueroa does not have a good lifetime record against the Orioles. He's won 3 of 9. Yankees now have Nettles in at third base. He's looking for a bunt. Chambliss moves in a couple of steps at first. Nettles at third. Bucky Dent the shortstop. Willie Randolph at second base. But now Chambliss backs up at first base. Roy White in left. Rivers a shade or 2 toward center field. Toward right center, actually. He's playing center. And Piniella playing right. Pitch to Kelly. He squares and takes high. Ball 1. Throw down to second, and Smith gets back. Kelly squared the bunt, took the ball high. Smith down at second base, wandered a bit far off second. Munson took the ball down to Bucky Dent, but Billy Smith got back. 1 ball and no strikes on Pat Kelly. On deck is Ken Singleton. The 1-0 pitch. Kelly takes down low, ball 2. The Yankees try to pitch Kelly inside, crowding with the ball. He stands on top of the plate, backs off the pitch on the inside edge. Yankee pitchers have struck him out quite a bit inside. Pitch has been taken. Here's the 2-0 to Kelly. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 1 strike. Billy Smith down at second base. Elliott Maddox is on at first, and nobody out in the top of the first. Figueroa reading signs from Munson. Now he's set. And the pitch. Swung on and popped up in foul territory over there, the Orioles dugout. Graig Nettles over there, loses his cap, makes the catch, and there's 1 away. So Pat Kelly going after a 2-1 fastball fouled to Graig Nettles. So there's 1 away. Runner still at first and second. That'll bring on Ken Singleton. Singleton's hit well against the Yankees this year. He has 18 base hit and 47 times at bat. That averages out to .383. Overall, Singleton a .319 hitter with a dozen home runs and 54 runs batted in. A switch hitter in left-handed. On deck is Eddie Murray. Figueroa at the belt. Pitch to Singleton. Swung on and fouled off upper deck left side. No balls and a strike. Ripken coaching third for Baltimore. Jim Fry coaching at first base. Orioles coming off a 3-game sweep with the Milwaukee Brewers. So far this month, they've won 17 and lost just 5. The one strike pitch is bounced foul outside of first base. So balls for 2 strikes on Ken Singleton. When this month started, the Baltimore Orioles were in third place, 3.5 games back. But they've played 17-5 baseball. They have a 2-game lead in the American League East. 2 games over Boston, 3 over the Yankees. 11.5 over Detroit and Cleveland. 13 over Milwaukee. Toronto Blue Jays out of sight. 21.5 games back. Figueroa now with a new ball. Checks the runners off first and second. And the 0-2 pitch to Singleton. Swung on and missed. Struck him out with a good fastball. Down and in. Two outs. That'll bring on Eddie Murray, a 21-year-old rookie designated hitter. Last night, a home run. His 15th of the year. He's now the top home run hitter on this ball club. The second home run in 2 nights. The only Oriole to appear in every ball game so far this year. And he's got a direct hand in 5 of the Orioles' 7 wins over the Yankees. And left-handed, a good fastball hitter. Breaking ball is down low, ball 1. Figueroa set. Checks the runner. And the pitch. Curveball is swung on and missed. 1-1. Murray doesn't too often make contact with the breaking ball, but a lot of times when you try that breaking ball, you get behind 2 balls, no strikes. You have to come in with the fastball. And normally he jumps on it. Now Figueroa set. And the pitch. Breaking ball just misses outside. 2-1. Eddie Murray, switch hitter. Batting with 2 outs and 2 on the top of the first. No score yet. Figgy sets and deals. Slider hit on the ground. Foul outside of first. Just outside of first. Murray tried to check his swing. Ball really jumped off his bat. Pounded foul outside first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Munson calls time. He wants to go out and talk to Ed Figueroa. Billy Smith goes back to second base. And Elliott Maddox back to first. Murray batting at .292 against the Yankees with 3 home runs and 13 runs batted in over the first dozen ball games. Figgy's pitch. Change-up is outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now the runners will be going on this 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Smith off second and Elliott Maddox off first. Figueroa's pitch. Checks the swing, and it's down low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Ed Figueroa going with a 3-2 curveball, just missed outside. So Smith goes to third. Maddox to second. Eddie Murray on at first. And with 2 outs, the batter will be Lee May, the first baseman. May batting at .239. He has 14 home runs for the Orioles. 54 runs batted in. Here's Figueroa's first pitch. Slider misses outside, ball 1. Figueroa winds and deals a 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed the breaking ball. It's 1-1. Good wide breaking curveball. Lee May swung over it. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled back. Ball and 2 strikes on Lee May. Now May gets back out of the box. Tugs on his belt. He's a lot better hitter with men on base. When nobody's on, he tries to hit home runs. Tries to meet the ball with men on base. At least that's what he says. Here's the 1-2. Misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Figueroa started toward the Yankee dugout. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lee May. Here's Siggy's 2-2 delivery. Down in the dirt, ball 3. And the count is full. No place to put Lee May. The runners once again will be moving. Billy Smith will come down the third baseline, way out in foul territory. Maddox will be moving off second, and Eddie Murray off first. Figueroa's not going to stretch. He's going to wind up. And the pitch with the runners going. Ball 4 outside. And the run is forced in. Billy Smith touching up at home plate. Baltimore leads 1-0. That RBI, by the way, for Lee May was his 1,000th career run batted in. So Lee May now has 1,000 runs batted in over his career, which started a few years ago with the Cincinnati Reds. Went on to Houston, now with the Baltimore Orioles. Led the American League in RBIs last year. Maddox is now at third, Murray down at second, May on at first, and the batter is Doug DeCinces, the third baseman. First pitch to DeCinces, a breaking ball, loop to right field. Maddox, Randolph makes the catch. Willie Randolph racing out into right field, ran that looping line drive down for out number 3. 1 run, 2 hits, 3 men left on base. At the end of 1/2 inning of play, the Orioles won, the Yankees coming up.
New York Yankees manager Billy Martin now has 7 commandments to work with, 3 less than the rest of the world. The new rules get the first test in this ball game as the Yankees take on the Orioles. Owner George Steinbrenner and general manager Gabe Paul laid down the guidelines for the volatile Martin, who has his back to the wall as the Yankee field boss. They begin with the natural, thou shalt win the pennant. The other 6 have to do with whether the manager works hard enough, his emotional makeup, his talent for preparation, his ability to organize, his understanding of human nature, and his integrity. Steinbrenner released the 7 guidelines in an unusual meeting with the news medium and took the occasion to needle Martin. Big George made frequent reference to what he calls Martin's problems and his effort to try and play the role of martyr. Reggie Jackson, the New York Yankees slugger, has been dropped as host of a syndicated television series called Greatest Sports Legend. He'll be replaced by Cincinnati Reds pitcher Tom Seaver. The show's executive producer, Burl Rockfield, said that Jackson is a genius at production, but seemed to be promoting everything but his show. Rockfield also said that Jackson was arrogant, egotistical, and hard to work with. Reggie was host of the show for 1 year and did 10 programs. Okay, let's get back to the action now at Yankee Stadium, New York.
Bottom of the first, and Willie Randolph leading off against Ross Grimsley. And Grimsley's first pitch is high and away, ball 1. Last time when Grimsley beat the Yankees down in Baltimore, some of the Yankees thought he might have been loading the ball up. High and away, 2 balls, no strikes. Earl Weaver said that he would not let one of his pitchers do that. Here's the 2-0. Inside, ball 3. Randolph is batting .292, 4 home runs and 30 runs batted in. Baltimore has a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Outside, ball 4. Randolph walks on 4 pitches. Randolph on at first. That'll bring on Mickey Rivers. Now Grimsley won't have to worry about walking Mickey. He's been up 321 times. He's only walked 9 times. Last year, he only walked a dozen times. He's cutting and slashing. Left-handed batter. Pitch to him. Bounce to first. May up with it. Spins. Goes to second and out at second base. They get the force on Randolph. 3-6. And there's 1 away. Rivers now at first base. And that'll bring on Thurman Munson. The Yankee captain and catcher batting .307. 13 home runs. He leads the Yankees in runs batted in with 68. Thurman looking for his 3rd straight year, driving in at least 100 runs. Grimsley bends forward looking for a sign. Still looking. Pitch to Munson's outside, ball one. Mickey Rivers off first. The pitch to Munson, drilled on the right left field line, hooking foul back in the seat. And it's 1-1. Now back at first base with one away. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike on Thurman Munson. Dick Hauser coaching a third for the Yankees. Bobby Cox coaching at first. Pitch to Munson, bounce to first. Lee May has it, goes to second for 1. Back to first, will not be in time. Munson going the other way, hit a high chopper to Lee May. He got the force on Rivers at second base, and once again to put out 3-6. Munson is now at first base. 2 outs, and the batter is Chris Chambliss. Chambliss batting .293, 8 home runs and 49 runs batted in. They play Chris straight away. Baltimore leading 1-0. Ed Figueroa walking in a run in the top of this inning. Chambliss take a pitch up high, ball 1. Grimsley set. The pitch, the curve ball is in there, called strike. It's 1-1. Dave Skaggs doing the catching for the Baltimore Orioles. Rick Dempsey, who suffered a broken hand the last time the Yankees played the Orioles down in Baltimore when he was hit by a pitch. Still out. Took the old cast off, looked at the hand. It wasn't healing properly. They put a new cast on. So Dempsey will be out a while longer. A couple, 3, 4 more weeks. His left hand. Now Grimsley set. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Chris Chambliss. Grimsley now gets new baseball. Chambliss, so far this year against the Orioles, has not hit them well. He's been up 47 times, has 9 base hits. That's under 200. The 1-2 curve rips center field. That'll be a base hit. Munson around second base. He'll go on to third as the throw from Maddox goes into second base. So the Yankees now runners on the corners with 2 outs. And the batter is Lou Piniella, the right fielder. Piniella having a fine year for the Yankees. Doesn't play that often. Getting a chance to play a little more now. He's batting .329. 5 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Pinella's only been up 161 times, 53 base hits. 10 of those doubles, 1 of them a triple. Munson off third. Chambliss off first with 2 away. Slow curve is down low, ball 1. Still coming in here at the stadium. Ball game just underway. Baltimore leading 1-0 in the bottom of the first. 2 low balls, 2 to Piniella. 2 balls, no strikes. Yankees trying to get on the board. Munson is at third base. Chambliss is first. Grimsley, a very deliberate pitcher, now straightens and sets. The 2-0. High and away, ball 3. On deck is Reggie Jackson. Now Grimsley's ready, and the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to right field. Coming on is Ken Singleton, still coming toward the line. He's there, and he's got it. Lou Piniella giving the green light on a 3-0 pitch. Flies to Ken Singleton in right field. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left. At the end of 1, the Baltimore Orioles won, the Yankees nothing.
One of the two businessmen interested in buying the American League's Texas Rangers is beginning to think that majority owner Brad Corbett has changed his mind about selling the club. Corbett, upset at the Rangers losing Rays last month, said he's getting rid of the team. But minority owner Bill Say, interested in becoming one of the majority owners, feels Corbett no longer really wants to sell his interest. The 7-foot center who led Idaho State to the Big Sky Conference title last season, Steve Hayes, is heading for Italy to play pro basketball. Hayes was a fourth-round draft pick of the New York Knicks in the NBA, but was cut after the recent rookie tryout. The Atlanta Braves have recalled right-handed Preston Hanna from their Savannah Farm Club. Pitcher Steve Quine was given his unconditional release by the Braves. Chris Everett says she loves World Team tennis, but too much is too much. She says it's difficult getting up psychologically night after night for the matches. Her suggestion, cut the current 44-match schedule to 30 matches. The Yacht Enterprise defeated the Independents twice in America's Cup trials off Newport, Rhode Island. That's a complete reversal of recent form. Going into action on Tuesday, Independence and its skipper Ted Hood had defeated Enterprise and its skipper Lowell North in 3 consecutive races. Enterprise won Monday's first race over a 13.5-mile course by 1 minute 3 seconds. The second race sailed on a 17.5-mile windward to leeward course. Enterprise winning by 1 minute and 59 seconds.
Leading off for the Orioles in the top of the second. Baltimore leading 1-0 over the Yankees. It'll be Belanger, Dave Skaggs, and then Billy Smith against Ted Figueroa. Belanger takes down low, ball 1. Mark not having a good year with the bat. He's batting at 191. Figueroa right back with a fastball that's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Having another good year with the glove, though. He's gone 47 straight games without making an error. Fastball is fouled back. Over those 47 games, he has handled 191 chances. 2-1 pitch to Mark Belanger. Called strike to Slider on the outside edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Figueroa rocks and deals a 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground is short. Dent to his left. Knocks the ball down. Can't make a play. So Belanger safe at first base. Base hit. Ball was hit to the left of Dent. Got to the ball. Ball popped out. By the time Dent got back to it, Belanger was past the bag. So Belanger gets a single. Third base hit for the Orioles, and that'll bring on Dave Skaggs, the catcher. Skaggs batting .210. No home runs, 2 runs batted in. One of those 2 runs beat the Yankees in Baltimore. Orioles took 3 or 4 from the Yankees last time the Yankees played down there. A right-handed batter. Pitch to Skaggs. He squares and bunts up in the air in foul territory. Thurman Munson has it easily. And there's one away. Skaggs trying to advance Belanger down to second. Foul to Thurman Munson. Let's take 15 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Billy Smith, the batter. He's been up once. Single to center, and he scored the Oriole run. And Smith takes outside, ball 1. Belanger, a good-sized lead off first. Pitch to Smith is outside again. 2 balls and no strikes. Yankees set up looking for 2. Nettles. Even with the bag but wide of third. Dent and Randolph cheating just a bit towards second base. Chambliss holding Belanger at first. Smith spent quite a bit of time outside that battering box looking at his third base coach. It's on the ground in second. Randolph digs it out. The second for 1. Back to first. Double play. 4-6-3 double play, and the side is retired. No runs. 1 base hit. Nobody left on base. At the end of 1 1/2. The Orioles lead the Yankees 1-0.
In the American League Monday, Minnesota 2, Oakland 1 in 11 innings. Texas 6, Cleveland 4. Baltimore over Milwaukee 4-3 in 11 innings. Detroit 8, Toronto 3. Chicago 8, Boston 7. California 7, Seattle 2. The game between Kansas City and New York at Yankee Stadium was postponed because of rain. In the American League East, Baltimore the leader over Boston by 2 games. New York is 3 back. Detroit trails by 11.5. Cleveland is 11.5 back. Milwaukee trails by 13 and Toronto by 21.5. In the West, Chicago leads Kansas City by 4.5. Minnesota is 5 back. Texas trails by 8. California by 12. Seattle by 18.5. And Oakland by 19. In the National League Monday, Chicago 9, Houston 7, Pittsburgh 6, Atlanta 3, St. Louis 9, Cincinnati 8, Philadelphia 6, San Diego 4 in 12 innings, New York 1, Los Angeles nothing, and Montreal over San Francisco 4-3. Chicago leads Philadelphia by half a game in the East, Pittsburgh trails by 2.5, and St. Louis by 6.5. In the National League West, Los Angeles leads Cincinnati by 10.5 games following Monday's action. Houston is 15 back, and the San Francisco Giants trail by 15.5. So that's the shape of things in the major leagues.
Reggie Jackson takes the first pitch high, ball 1. The next pitch is outside, ball 2. Bottom of the second, Baltimore leading 1-0. Reggie Jackson batting against Ross Grimsley. It'll be Jackson, White, and Nettles against the left-hander. 2-0 pitch. High, ball 3. 3 balls to no strikes. Jim Rice hit his 26th home run in the third inning with a man on. The Red Sox picked up another run. They lead Milwaukee 3-0 at the end of 3. Rice now leads the American League in home runs. Jackson takes outside, ball 4. 26 home runs for Jim Rice. There's Roy White. Baltimore leading 1-0, playing the bottom of the second here at the stadium. Reggie Jackson on at first base, nobody out. White batting .277 in against Ross Grimsley. And Roy takes outside, ball 1. Grimsley set, and the pitch, Jackson going, the pitch is fouled off. And out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, he's a little better hitter right-handed than left-handed, although he has more power left-handed. He's a .293 hitter right-handed, a .262 hitter left-handed. 6 home runs left-handed, and 25 of his 33 runs batted in. 1 home run right-handed, and 8 of his 33 runs batted in. Here's the 1-1 to White. Change up, hit on the ground at second. Smith digs it out, goes to second. They'll get the force there on Jackson, and that's all they'll get. So Jackson forced to second, 4-6. White now at first base. And with 1 out, the batter is Graig Nettles. Nettles batting just under .230. He has 22 home runs, and he's number 2 on the club in runs batted in. Nettles has a total of 64. The next Yankee home run will be the 100th of the season. Nettles takes outside, ball 1. Yankees ahead of last year's home run pace. The 1-0 to Nettles hangs high. 2 balls, no strikes. Last year at this time, the Yankees had 72 home runs in their first 97 games. Now Grimsley sets. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. 2-1 on Nettles. Thurman Munson's also looking for his 100th career home run. He's something that Munson hit his 100th for the Yankees 100th of 77. Now Grimsley sets. Checks White. Curveball is full foul outside first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Remind you once again that last night's rainout will be made up on Monday, August 29th. The game will start at 4:30 here at Yankee Stadium. The game will be between the Yankees and the Kansas City Royals. White off first. One away. Bottom of the second inning. Baltimore ahead 1-0. Grimsley takes so long, Nettles backs out, and time is called. Baltimore will be here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock start. Then Thursday afternoon, the game will start at 2. And that will be the last time these two teams will meet during the 1977 season. Tickets are available at the stadium and Ticketron outlets. Now Nettles stays out of the batting box. Does a little landscaping around it as he gets back in. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Graig Nettles. White off first. And the pitch. White's gone. Loop to left field. After his catch, Elliott slices into the seat. Foul. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roy White had lost his batting helmet between second and third, and Mark Belanger, the shortstop of the Orioles, over and picked it up and flipped it to him. So now White gets back to first. Don't forget Old Timers Day here, Saturday, August 13th. The Yankees will be celebrating the 50th anniversary of Murders Row, the 1927 Yankees. That's Saturday, August 13th. Joe D will be here. Now, balk is called on Ross Grimsley. First base umpire, Jerry Dudecker. Got Grimsley balking, so that'll send White down to second. The count still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Graig Nettles. The pitch. Ripped to right field, will be in the corner after the Singleton. He's got it on the run. Roy White, halfway to third base, goes back to second. A looping liner down the right field line. Ken Singleton got a good jump and ran it down. 2 out. And the batter, the shortstop, Bucky Dent. Dent's batting at .259. 5 home runs and 32 runs batted in. Other old-timers who will be here for that Old-Timers Day game on Saturday, August 13th, will be Red Ruffing, Don Larson, World Series perfect game, Wade Hoyt, Bobby Richardson. Dent slashes one foul over the Yankee dugout and back into the seat. No balls and 1 strike. There'll be another Joe D there, Jumping Joe Dugan. He'll be at Old Timers Day on the 13th of August. Grimsley now with a new ball. Bends forward looking for sign. Still looking. Now he backs off. And White moves a step back close to the second base. And Dent backs out of the box. Now he gets back in. Grimsley's ready. The 1-strike pitch. Slow curve in the dirt. Scooped up nicely by Dave Skaggs, the catcher. It's 1-1. Grimsley, a very deliberate worker. Now time is called. Bucky Dent wants to look at that baseball. Now the Yankees, when they were in Baltimore, felt that Grimsley might be loading the ball up. And several of them have asked for the baseball here tonight. Nettles, Dent, Munson always ask for the ball. Lou Piniella likes to see it. The ball was all right, and Ted Hendry, the home plate umpire, flips it back to Grimsley. Grimsley takes so long, and once again, Bucky Dent backs out. Now everybody's ready. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Slow curve is hit in the seats foul down the left side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. White going back to second base with 2 outs. Baltimore leading 1-0 in the bottom half of the second inning. The Chicago White Sox continue to win. They have a 4.5 game lead over Kansas City in the American League West. 1-2, hit on the ground in second. Smith digs it out. Throws on the May side, retired. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base. At the end of 2. The Orioles 1, the Yankees nothing.
Dave Parker of Pittsburgh is the top hitter in the National League with a .338 average. Running center to Pittsburgh at .331. Simmons of St. Louis at 3:30, Morales of Chicago at 3:28, and Lazinski of Philadelphia at 3:27. Rod Carew of Minnesota hitting 386. He's the top hitter in the majors. Lyman Bostic of Minnesota hitting 338. Bob Baylor of Toronto hitting 322. Singleton of Baltimore hitting 319. Rice of Boston hitting 317. And Paul Dade of Cleveland hitting 316. The Major League home run leader, George Foster of Cincinnati with 31. Mike Schmidt of Philadelphia has 27. Jeff Burroughs of Atlanta and Johnny Bench of Cincinnati and Steve Garvey of Los Angeles have 22. Jim Rice and George Scott of Boston lead the American League in home runs with 25 each. Larry Heisel of Minnesota has 23. Nettles of New York with 22 and Bonds of California with 21. Foster is the National League RBI leader with 93. In the American League, Heisel of Minnesota has 86. Frank Tavares of Pittsburgh is the National League stolen base leader with 35. And Ramey of California leads the American League in stolen bases with 31. The 14-game winner after play on Monday, Nolan Ryan of California, 14-9.
After two, Baltimore leads the Yankees 1-0. Baltimore batting in the top half of the third inning. And Elliott Maddox will lead off against Ed Figueroa. Maddox bounced a single up the middle his first time up. Maddox bounces one foul outside of third base. No balls and a strike. It'll be Elliott Maddox, Pat Kelly, and then Ken Singleton against Ed Figueroa. The next pitch is up and in, and Maddox has to spin out of the way. One and one. Maddox taking plenty of time getting back in the box. Figueroa rocks, kicks, and deals a 1-1 pitch. Curveball is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Maddox once again backs out. Elliott had 2 great years for the Yankees in 1974 and 1975. Hit 300 both those years, played great center field. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, high bouncer. Fair ball right on the line, over Nettles head at third base. And a fan grabs that ball, and Maddox will go into second base. On fan interference. High chopper over the head of Nettles. The ball came down over the bag, hit the line. The fan got it before White could get to it. So Maddox leads off the third with a double. He's 2 for 2. The batter now, Pat Kelly. Kelly's been up once, fouled out to Nettles. Nettles expecting a bunt. He's in on the grass at third base. Chambliss shortens up at first. Outfield playing Kelly straight away. Figueroa's ready. And deals. Fastball, line drive, base hit right field. Maddox will have to hold at third. And the ball gets through Chambliss, and going down to second is Kelly. And he's safe there. Ball was lined to right field. Maddox had to wait and make sure Piniella couldn't get to the ball. Lou bobbled it, then threw to his cutoff man, Chambliss. Chambliss got the glove on the ball, knocked it down. Kelly rounded first, went on to second. Munson picked the ball up, threw into second, but not in time. And they're going to give Lou Piniella an error. So give Pat Kelly a single. He went to second on the air, charged to Piniella. So now, Baltimore, runners second and third. Nobody out. And the batter, Ken Singleton. Singleton struck out in the first. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. Yankees keep their infield back. They're down 1-0, willing to give up one more run. Maddox off third. Kelly off second. Pitch is a curveball. It's inside. It's 1-1. Here's a 1-1. Get in the air, deep center field. Rivers going back. Still going. That ball is gone. That ball made the bleachers and straight away center field here. That might be the longest ball ever hit here in the stadium since it's been redone. It's up in the black in deep center field, well over the 417 mark. A 3-run home run for Ken Singleton, and the Orioles now lead 4-0. Was hit over the wall in straightaway center, the blue wall that's batted, and into the section there, the black section behind that wall. The bleachers out in center field. That has to be the longest home run hit in this stadium this year. Jimmy Wynn hit one over the 430 mark into the Yankee bullpen early in the season. Eddie Murray hits one in the air to right center. Rivers is after it. On the warning track, he's got it. Mickey Rivers with a fine running catch. And that's the first out. Now, Mickey Morabito, the Yankee public relations head, has just said that's the first ball hit out there this season. And it might be the first ball ever hit in there. We've got Bill Kane here, who's seen a lot of home runs. As Lee May takes down low, and I would wonder if that's the first one ever hit here. You've seen Mantle, you've seen a little bit of DiMaggio, perhaps. Swing and a miss. A ball and a strike on Lee May. Howard Cosell's up in the booth. He probably saw one hit out in there. No. Fouled back, a ball and 2 strikes. And Bill Kane said that Mickey Mantle hit 3 out there in one day. In the center field bleachers? That was in the old stadium. But that center field section hasn't been moved. May hits one in the air, deep right center. Rivers on the warning track after it. Now Piniella calling. And Piniella makes the catch in front of Rivers. 2 out. The only thing is whether or not they have brought this plate back this way or moved it up. But the seats in center field haven't been touched except to be painted. That would be the only thing that will alter the distance from home plate to where that ball went into the bleachers out there in center field. Here's Doug DeCinces. He takes inside ball 1. Anyway, Baltimore leads 4-0. 3-run home run by Ken Singleton. We'll get some guys out with some records. Too high, 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs and nobody on in the 3rd inning. As Figueroa starts up, DeCinces backs out. Yankees have some action in their bullpen. Dick Tidrow out there. As DeCinces fouls it back, and also, like the rookie Ken Clay. So 2 right-handers, Dick Tidrow and Ken Clay throwing in the Yankee pen. DeCinces takes low, 3 balls and a strike. Still plenty of time. We're in the 3rd inning. Baltimore ahead 4-0. Figueroa's 3-1 pitch. Swung on, hit deep to center. Rivers going back. Now he stops on the warning track, and he's got it for out number 3. Baltimore picks up 3 runs here in the 3rd inning. At the end of 2.5, it's the Orioles 4, the Yankees nothing.
A federal judge has approved an agreement between the New York Nets and the New York Knicks basketball teams, under which the Nets will move from the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island to the sports complex in the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Although details of the agreement were not to be disclosed until a noon news conference Wednesday, Nets lawyer Albert Besser says the Nets definitely are coming to New Jersey. He said the team will play this.
Willie Randolph leading off with the Yankees. Yankees are losing 4-0, playing the bottom half of the 3rd here at the stadium. Grimsley's first pitch to Randolph with a changeup. He gets the outside corner. Willie walked in the 1st inning, was forced by Mickey Rivers. Grimsley's 0-1 pitch. High, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Orioles have 4 runs on 6 hits. The Yankees, no runs on 1 base hit. Grimsley's 1-1 delivery. Slow curve is a called strike. Grimsley really mixing up his pitches well. He's throwing that fastball high and away. He's throwing the slow curve. Throwing the sinker. Keeping the Yankees off balance. Here's the 1-2. There's a slow curve. Popped up on the third baseline. Backing up is Doug DeCinces. He's got it right on the line. And there's one away. And the batters now is Mickey Rivers. Rivers forced Randolph in the first inning. 4-0 Baltimore, and they have been hot. Swept the series up in Milwaukee. They've won 17 out of 22 so far this month. And they're in first place by 2 games. Slow curve to Rivers. Hit in the air to right field, going back to Singleton. He stops. He's got it. Well, Grimsley has thrown 2 pitches to Rivers, and he's gotten him out twice. 2 out.
August 12, 1964. Mickey Mantle, big one over 516 over 22-foot black straight the outfield. Dave Herbert, Chicago White Sox. August 12, 1964.
Thurman Munson's a batter. In the background, we're listening to Mauro Bitter give some more background on the ball being hit into the center field bleachers here at the stadium. Last done August 12, 1964 by Mickey Mantle. Estimated 502 feet, and it went over the 22-foot screen that had been placed out in center field to help the batters see the ball better. Hit it off Ray Herbert. First pitch to Munson was a called strike. Now the fastball misses outside. Here's a 1-1 delivery to Munson. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Bill King tells me that Mantle actually broke his bat when he hit that ball into the bleachers. And nobody could believe it went that far. Went over 500 feet. 2-1. Munson takes the strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Howard Cosell talking about one. He saw Mantle hit here in the center field bleachers against Kansas City.
Yeah, he hit one. Longest ball I ever saw hit here, except for one they never could measure that hit the very top of the upper deck by Mantle. In a Memorial Day doubleheader as Munson just fouled off a pitch against the old Washington Senators. Longest ball I ever saw Mickey hit.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Thurman Munson. 2 outs and nobody on. Baltimore leading 4-0 in the bottom of the third. Munson batting at .306. Thurman has 13 home runs, 68 runs batted in. Grimsley's 2-2 delivery. Outside, ball 3 on deck. Chris Chambliss. Only base hit so far by the Yankees in this ball game against Grimsley. Chris Chambliss, the line drive single to right center field in the first inning. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. So Munson walks. And we'll take 15 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
ESPN Triple Zone.
Pitch to Chambliss is pop foul left side. That'll be just below the upper deck. Back downstairs. 1 strike on Chambliss. Chris has the only base hit for the Yankees in this ball game, a single to right center field. He's batting at .295. Munson the short lead off first base. And the pitch. Called strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Chambliss. Baltimore scoring a run in the first, adding 3 more in the third on a home run, a 3-run home run by Ken Singleton into the center field bleachers. They lead 4-0. Chambliss hits 1 foul. Now this should make the upper deck on the left side, and it does. Still 0-2. Probably get a chance to see Mantle here at the stadium on Old Timers Day, Saturday, August 13th. Joe DiMaggio will be back. Jumping Joe Dugan will be here. Wade Hoyt, Don Larson, Red Ruffing. 2-strike pitch. In the dirt, knocked down, and Munson trying for second. A throw there. They've got him. Dave Skaggs bounced on that ball quickly and threw Munson out. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. At the end of 3, the score, Baltimore 4, the Yankees, nothing.
Cincinnati's 3-0 loss to the Cubs at Chicago Tuesday extended the team's losing streak to 8 games. That's the club's longest losing streak in 11 years. The last time the Reds dropped 8 straight was in 1966, and they went on to lose 11 in a row during that stretch. With American League attendance passing the 12 million mark Tuesday, the league will probably reach a $500 million in paid attendance this Friday evening. Baseball reached the 1 billion mark in paid attendance last summer, and the National League has already reached the 500 million mark. 7 clubs have registered gains over last year, with the greatest increases coming in California, Chicago, Minnesota, Milwaukee, and Kansas City. The Minnesota Twins have already topped their total 1976 attendance, and the Chicago White Sox and California Angels are expected to better their total 1976 figures this week. The American League attendance record set in 1976 was just over 14,650,000. At its current pace, the league could attract 20 million fans, but a more conservative estimate would place that figure close to 19 million, which would be an all-time Major League record. The reason for that is more and more teams get out of the pennant race. Well, then the attendance slacks off. The Los Angeles Dodgers are not making any public statements, but they believe that they can draw 3 million people this year as long as they stay in the kind of shape they've been so far this season. 3 million, unheard of for a season attendance.
Well, the Orioles lead 4-0, top of the 4th. Mark Belanger stepping in for Baltimore, and here's the first pitch to him. And it's outside, ball 1. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Orioles. Low again, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Belanger got an infield hit last time up. He's now batting 194. And he takes a strike, 2-1. Figueroa's 2-1 delivery. Taken high, ball 3. All year long, Figueroa has been pitching high. He has not had the control of the Figueroa of 1976. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to center field. Rivers has plenty of time. Coming in now. He's under it, and he's got it. 1 away. That'll bring on Dave Skaggs, the catcher. Skaggs, a right-handed batter. Here's the windup and the pitch by Figueroa. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Strike 1. On deck is Billy Smith, the second baseman. Here's the 1-strike pitch. On the outside corner, called strike 2. Actually, when Mantle hit that home run back in 1964, he did not break his bat. He broke his bat because he thought he didn't hit the ball well. The ball just kept going and ended up into the bleachers in center field. Pitch to Skaggs was outside, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit foul into the upper deck, right side. Count remains, a ball and 2 strikes. They're playing Skaggs straight away. Figueroa with a new ball. Rocks, kicks, deals the 1-2 pitch. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ed's trying to become the first Yankee this year to win 10. He's won 9. Don Gullen has won 9. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground and wide of Nettles. He picks it up, then throws the first base in time. Nettles with another excellent play. He's been playing some kind of third base for the Yankees. And Graig gets a fine hand. 2 outs. And the batter is Billy Smith, the second baseman. Baltimore has a 4-0 lead, and they're batting in the 4th with 2 outs and nobody on. Smith lines one foul into the seats outside of first base. One strike. And the 0-1 delivery. Fastball is inside. It's 1-1. Figueroa winds, and the 1-1 pitch. Too high, 2 balls and a strike. Big gap for Billy Smith out of left center field. White's playing him near the line and shallow. Rivers playing him a little bit toward right center. Here's a 2-1 delivery. Called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A good fastball over the outside corner. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on one hopper to Chambliss. He's got it. He'll take it himself, and the side is retired. Frank Mister will take you over the next 2.5 innings. At the end of 3.5. The Orioles 4, the Yankees nothing.
William McCandless, wanted by the FBI in...
Chris Chambliss has doubled to lead off the bottom half of the 4th inning. Line shot down to the right field corner. The batter will be Lou Piniella. Chambliss is 2 for 2 in the ball game. That was his 112th hit and 21st double of the year. Well, the Yankees have 2 hits, and Chambliss has both of them. Piniella flied to right his first time up. Lou is now hitting .331. Bill Kane has just given us some interesting information on home runs to the center field bleachers. We'll pass along to you in just a moment or two. Chambliss down at second, nobody out. The pitch to Piniella is outside from Grimsley, ball 1. On May 13th, 1955 against Detroit, Mickey Mantle hit 3 home runs into the center field bleachers in one game. 2 of them left-handed, 1 of them right-handed. 1-0 delivery. Slow curve is down low. And that's the only time it's ever been done. People are asking about Jimmy Wynn's home run. It did not go into the bleachers. It cleared the center field wall, but was not into the center field bleachers. That came on opening day here against Milwaukee, but it was not into the bleachers. 2-0 pitch. A strike call, 2-1. The Orioles 4-run 6 hits. The Yankees no runs on 2 hits. Grimsley, left-hander, bends down, has the sign, straightens up, and the pitch, fastball hit on the ground at third. DeCinces is up, checks Chambliss, and throws to first in time to get Piniella. Chambliss has to hold at second as Piniella grounds out sharply to third. The batter will be Reggie Jackson. Jackson, the designated hitter, walked in the second inning and was forced by Roy White on a ground ball to second base. The Yankees and the Orioles play again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock and Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock. That's the last time these 2 teams will meet during the 1977 season. Tickets are available here at the stadium and at Ticketron outlets. We're waiting for Ross Grimsley to tie his left shoelace. He has it tied, and Jackson steps in. They play Jackson around to the right side. The set by Grimsley on the pitch, a curveball is swung on and missed, strike 1. On the scoreboard, Milwaukee has tied Boston 3-3 at the end of 6. Jim Rice has hit his 26th home run of the year for the Boston Red Sox. 1-1 to Chambliss. Fouled out to Jackson, fouled out of play on the left side. Other scores, Texas is beating up on the Toronto Blue Jays. 9-0 at the end of 4 innings. Bert Blyleven is pitching that ball game for the Texas Rangers. Detroit 2 and Chicago 1 at the end of 1.5. Rusty Staub has hit his 12th home run of the year. It came in the first inning with a man on for Detroit. He hit it off Chris Knapp. Dave Roberts is pitching for the Tigers. The 0-2 to Jackson. The slow curve is a bit outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Reggie. Dave Skaggs puts down a sign. Now sets the mitt for a target, and the 1-2 pitch. Low and outside, knocked down by Skaggs. In the National League this afternoon, the Chicago Cubs shut out the Cincinnati Reds 3-0. A 5-hitter for Rick Russell, who won his 14th game of the year. He is 14-3. Fred Norman was the loser. Crowd of better than 38,000 at Wrigley Field. The Phillies and the Dodgers are tied 1-1 at the end of 6 1/2. Steve Garvey has hit his 23rd homer for the Dodgers. The Cardinals 3 and the Atlanta Braves nothing at the end of 1. Pittsburgh 2 and Houston 1 at the end of 5. 2-2 pitch. Jackson takes in the dirt. It bounces off the shin guards of Skaggs, but he blocks it up the third baseline, and no chance for Chambliss to advance. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The Orioles are leading 4-0 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Grimsley with a 3-2 pitch. Fastball is lined to center field. That'll be a base hit. Chambliss held up. Now he'll try to score anyway. Throw comes into second base and is cut off there by Mark Belanger. The Yankees are on the scoreboard. Reggie Jackson delivering a humpback line drive single to center. Chambliss held up to be sure the ball would not be caught by Elliott Maddox. And then came in to score. It's a 4-1 game. For Reggie Jackson, his 52nd run batted in of the year. That is the Yankees' 3rd base hit. Roy White is the batter. Roy grounded into a 4th play after Jackson's walk in the 2nd inning. Switch hitter batting right, and the pitch to him. Hit on the ground to the left side of the second baseman. Ball is left to right field. Jackson is around second on his way to 3rd. Throw back into second base from Singleton. And Roy White has a base hit off the glove of Billy Smith. And the Yankees have runners at 1st and 3rd. And the Orioles pitching coach, George Bamberger, is out of the dugout heading for the mound. As he goes out, the Orioles get a left-hander up and throwing in their bullpen. Runners on the corners for the Yankees. Graig Nettles will be the batter. But right now, Bamberger is out there talking to Ross Grimsley and the catcher, Dave Skaggs. Runners 1st and 3rd, 1 away. The Orioles play their shortstop, Belanger, and their second baseman, Billy Smith, up the middle in double play depth. The outfield is shaded around toward right field against Graig Nettles. Graig flied out to right his first trip. The Yankees' leading homer hitter takes low and away a breaking ball, ball 1. 1 away. Reggie Jackson at 3rd, Roy White at 1st. The pitch, low, ball 2. Scratches away with the left foot. Now he has the sign. Drops the hand. The pitch. It's deep to right field. This one is way back, but it is a foul ball. Everybody on the Yankee bench came up on the steps to watch it, trying to give it body English to keep it there, but it was a foul ball in the upper deck. And the count is 2-1 on Graig. Tied the game up, just foul. Now the 2-1 pitch. Bouncing ball, first base side foul. Flagged down by the first baseman, Lee May. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roy White back to 1st. Reggie Jackson back to 3rd. The on-deck hitter for the Yankees is Bucky Dent. Nettles has stepped out and asked for the baseball to be examined. It is given to the home plate umpire, Ted Hendry, and he left-hands it back to Grimsley. Scott McGregor is the left-hander throwing in the Baltimore bullpen. Two balls and two strikes on Nettles. 2 out and 1 gone. Grimsley gazes around toward the outfield, now picks up the sign from Skaggs. 2-2 pitch. Slow curve is popped up. In toward the mound comes Belanger, taking charge, and he makes the catch on the infield grass behind the mound. Nettles is retired. 2 outs, and Bucky Dent the batter. Again, we see the Yankee hitters getting out in front of that off-speed pitch of Ross Grimsley. Dent grounded out to the second baseman. Smith, his first trip. Grimsley had looked long and hard into his dugout. Perhaps getting advice from manager Earl Weaver or the pitching coach Bamberger. The pitch. Curveball is over, knee-high to Bucky Dent. Strike one is called. Now they're trying to get the attention of Ken Singleton, the right fielder, and bring him in. Singleton plays an extremely deep outfield. They bring him in a few steps. The next pitch. Check swing, foul, headed back to the right side, upper deck out of play. 0-2 on Bucky Dent. Baltimore is leading 4-1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Yankee runners first and third. 2 out. Dent steps out. And now, this Dent's problem. Say, there's some stadium officials out there in the center field bleachers. That may have been bothering Bucky. Or it may have been the second base umpire, Arthur France, who was in his line of vision. Now the 0-2 pitch. Runner going from first. Ground ball up the middle. Scooped by Smith. Throw to first base. Dent is out. Roy White broke on the pitch. And Dent, grounding up the middle, is thrown out by Billy Smith. The Yankees get 1 run out of 3 hits. At the end of 4, it's the Baltimore Orioles 4, the Yankees 1.
Hennepin County Municipal Judge H. Peter Albrecht has dismissed charges of simple assault and disorderly conduct against Minnesota Viking Nate Allen, accused of hitting an off-duty policeman serving as a bouncer at a bar. The judge's dismissal was based on a technicality, and he indicated he would let the city file a new corrected complaint. The complaint said a bar employee at Hurley saw Allen hit somebody when actually it was a bouncer in the bar there, Richard Stahira, when he turned his head. And Albrecht, who signed the original complaint, said the complaint should have said Hurley saw Allen hit the officer. Albrecht said an amended complaint probably would be acceptable. Assistant City Attorney Larry Warren said he plans to reissue the complaint. Allen's attorneys contend Allen was arrested illegally inside the bar and then was escorted outside. Another little fracas in a local nightclub outside of Dallas. Heisman Trophy winner Tony Dorsett, he'll go on trial August 18th on charges of simple assault. An attorney for Dorsett entered innocent pleas on the 2-count charge. Dorsett, the number 1 draft choice of the Cowboys, charged with assault following a disturbance at a bar in Dallas after midnight on June 30th. The bartender claimed Dorsett punched him after he told the football player to move away from the bar. Apparently, the bottom line in all this is don't mess with football players in bars, or perhaps on football fields, too. Okay, let's get back to the action.
Iroquois Brand. Elliott Maddox will lead off the 5th inning for Baltimore. Right-hand hitting center fielder. Maddox is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. And he has scored a run. First pitch grounded to third. Nettles is up with it and throws him out. Maddox pulls one of Figueroa's curveballs right at Graig Nettles. 1 pitch and 1 away. And now Pat Kelly. Kelly is 1 for 2. He singled to right field in the 3rd inning when Piniella's throw from right field got away on the infield. Kelly went out at second base, and Piniella was charged with an error. Left-hand batter is Kelly. Ken Singleton on deck. Figueroa's first pitch. Line drive. Caught by Randolph. Quick move to Willie's left, and he steered it. 2 out. And now Ken Singleton. Singleton struck out in the first inning. Then in the third, he had a tremendous home run, well over 450 feet, into the center field bleachers. Battle territory out there. Singleton put one in for his 13th home run. Came with 2 mates aboard. That accounts for the Orioles' 4-1 lead. Switch hitter batting left. Takes a low fastball. Singleton has now hit 7 home runs left-handed, 6 right-handed. This one is foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike. He hits for a much higher average right-handed. Came into this game batting .413 right-handed, .280 left-handed. 1-1 delivery. Foul back. Figueroa got him in on the hand. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Singleton. Figueroa wants to exchange baseballs, and we'll remind you that orders are still being accepted for this year's All-Star Souvenir Program. It contains a history of the All-Star Game, pictures of this year's players, and a special feature on the great Jackie Robinson. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Hit high in the air to shallow right center field. Coming on, Mickey Rivers. He is there, and the center fielder makes the catch to retire the side in order. In the middle of the 5th, the score, Baltimore 4, the Yankees 1.
New York Giants.
Willie Randolph leads off the 5th and fouls the pitch back, strike 1. Willie has walked and popped up. Right-hand hitter, and Grimsley winds. Left-hand is pitch. Fastball is hit in the air to right field, not very deep. Singleton stumble coming on. Smith going back. Singleton makes the catch. Ken Singleton stumbled, lost a stride, but regained his balance and came on to make the catch near the foul line in fair territory. We'll pause for station identification on the New York Yankee Home of Champions radio network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN Terminal Zone.
Frank Musser with Phil Rizzuto and Bill White at Yankee Stadium, and the pitch to Mickey Rivers is foul back. Strike 1. The Orioles are leading the Yankees 4-1 on the strength of a 3-run homer by Ken Singleton. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th. Mickey Rivers is 0 for 2 in the 0-1 pitch to him. Looped out into shallow center field, but waiting for it to come down is Elliott Maddox, and he makes the catch. 2 away. Thurman Munson will be the batter. Munson has batted into a 3-6 fourth play, walked, and was thrown out trying to move up on a ball that got away from the catcher Skaggs. Skaggs recovered it and threw him out. So Thurman is 0 for 1. Chris Chambliss is on deck. Grimsley's pitch, lined out of the right center field. That's going to be in for the base hit. Singleton has to play it on 1 hop, and Munson is on with a 2-out single. That is the Yankees' 5th hit in the ball game, and the batter is Chris Chambliss. Chris has 2 of the 5 hits, a single and a double. He has also scored the only Yankee run. The Yankees scored in the 4th when Chambliss doubled. Stayed at second as Piniella grounded out to third and scored on Reggie Jackson's hit to center. Foul is sliced out of play on the third base side. DeCinces gives it a run, but no chance. We told you that All-Star Souvenir Program is on sale. For your copy, send a check or money order for $3 to All-Star Souvenir Program, Post Office Box 350, New York, New York, 10046. That's Post Office Box 350, New York, New York, 10046. No balls and a strike on Chambliss. Munson at first, Lee May holding him on. And Grimsley's pitch hopped up. fouled again on the left side. This one is playable. DeCinces in foul territory makes the catch, and the Yankees are retired. At the end of 5 innings, the score is Baltimore 4 and the Yankees 1.
Washington Redskins running back Mike Thomas and wide receiver Frank Grant ended their 2-day holdout Tuesday, saying they expected to sign new contracts by August 8th when the Redskins play their first exhibition game. According to the spokesman, they reported because their agent Guy Draper had started negotiations with the club from the start.
We go to the 6th inning here at Yankee Stadium, and Eddie Murray, the designated hitter, leads off for Baltimore. He's a switch hitter. In this ball game, batting left-handed, he has walked and flied out deep to center field. Well, the Orioles hit some long balls in the 3rd inning. They scored 3 runs on a home run by Ken Singleton, well over 450 feet anyway, into the center field bleachers. Then Murray pinned Rivers to the wall for a catch. May pinned Piniella back for a catch, and DeCinces again pinned Rivers. The ball is batted foul down the first base line. Figueroa came racing off the mound to the foul line, trying to get to the ball. Got to it in foul territory. The Orioles scored a run in the first inning on back-to-back singles by Smith and Maddox. Figueroa then got Kelly on a pop-up. He struck out Singleton, but in order he walked Murray and Lee May. The walk to Lee May forcing in a run. Then the 3-run homer in the 3rd after hits by Maddox and Kelly. This pitch is in off the mask of Thurman Munson. The check swing, he did not foul it. Didn't get the bat on it. Munson just didn't get a glove on it. The count is 1 ball to 1 strike. Murray steps out. Time is called by the plate umpire, Ted Hendry. 1-1 pitch now to Murray. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Murray can pace the fastball. He seems to have trouble with the breaking pitch, and Figueroa curved him then. Now 1-2. 0-1 hop to Willie Randolph. He's got it and throws him out 1 away. The batter will be first baseman Lee May. May walked to force in the run in the first inning and was credited with a run batted in, of course, the 1,000th run batted in of his career and his 55th this year. First pitch to him. Hit on the ground is short. Bucky Dent shifts it up. Skips and throws in time to first base. 2 out. Baltimore is leading 4-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and the batter is Doug DeCinces. DeCinces has hit the ball hard both times up, lining out to Willie Randolph and flying out deep to Mickey Rivers against the wall. Right-hand hitter takes a breaking ball over the outside corner, strike 1. Figueroa working quickly. He deals a curve low and away. Delivery. Grounded to third. Graig Nettles is up with this one. Throws on to first base, and the Orioles are out in order on 3 ground balls. At the end of 5.5, it's Baltimore 4 and the Yankees 1.
The Atlanta Braves, in an effort to help their pitching staff, which has the worst earned run average in the Major League Baseball, called up right-handed Preston Hanna from their Double-A Savannah, Georgia farm club and gave Steve Klein his unconditional release. Hanna, who's 22, had a 3-1 record with a 1.80 earned run average at Savannah after being sent down from the AAA Richmond, Virginia farm club where he had a 2-6 record and with an earned run average of 5.49. According to a spokesman, Hanna's problem at Richmond has been his control, where he walked 48 batters in 62 innings. He walked only 14 in 38 innings at Savannah. Klein, obtained from the Cleveland Indians farm system last winter, appeared in 16 games in relief for the Braves. No record, 1 save, and an earned run average of 6.75. Generally speaking, in Major League Baseball, any earned run average right around 3 or below is considered average. Anything 2.5 and below is considered excellent. But, of course, the real key to it, I suppose, is how your ball club is. If you have a ball club that gets a lot of runs and hits, you can have a high earned run average and get away with it. That was one reason why the Dodgers, with Drysdale and Koufax doing their thing back in the late 50s and early 60s, could get away winning 2-1, 3-1 ball games, 1-0 ball games, because of Koufax and Drysdale wouldn't be giving up anything. That's why the White Sox did it when they won the World Series, or when they participated in the World Series a few years back, because they had that great pitching, and they had some pretty good hitting to go with it.
Lou Piniella leads off the bottom half of the sixth inning for the Yankees. Right-hand hitter, Lou is flied to right and grounded out to third. Currently batting .329. The pitch to him. Curve is ripped to third, backhanded by DeCinces, deep, long throw, and he's safe at first base. The throw was high and up the right field line. Lee May had to leave the bag to get the throw, and Piniella is across the bag with a single. That ball was sharply hit, but DeCinces got to it behind the bag, hurried his throw, and pulled Lee May off at first base. A single for Piniella, and the Yankees' sixth hit of the game. The batter is Reggie Jackson. In 4 of the 6 innings now, the Yankees have had the leadoff hitter on. A walk to Randolph led off the first, a walk to Jackson led off the second. Chambliss led off the fourth with a double, and now Piniella with a single is on. The chance for Reggie goes up, and the pitch hits his bat on a check swing foul down the third base line to Coach Dick Hauser. Hauser looks the ball over carefully and flips it back to Ross Grimsley. When Grimsley pitched a 5-hit shutout against the Yankees down in Baltimore a couple of weekends ago, the Yankees felt he was doctoring the ball up a bit. And tonight they're watching him carefully. Slow curve to Jackson is pounded foul outside of first. No balls, 2 strikes. And again, we see the Yankee hitter out in front of that slow breaking ball. We'll update the scoreboard as we go along. Right now, an 0-2 pitch to Reggie Jackson. Grimsley kicks and deals. The curve is swung on, and missed strike 3. Curveball was way outside, and Jackson fanned at it. That is the first strikeout for Grimsley. Roy White will step in. Quick reminder, Old Timers Day, Saturday, August 13th. And the latest Yankees to accept invitations to appear in the Old Timers Day ceremonies are Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford. They will be here along with Joe DiMaggio. Roy White is 1 for 2, and he bluffs a bunt, takes a strike called. On the scoreboard, the Milwaukee Brewers and Boston Red Sox are in the bottom half of the 7th inning at Fenway Park, still tied 3-3. An 0-1 pitch to Roy. Hit on the ground at third. DeCinces has it. Goes to Smith out at second. Back to first. It's a double play to retire the side. Well, the Yankees are out in the 6th with nothing across. At the end of 6, Baltimore 4 and the Yankees 1.
One final score from a game played in the afternoon in the Major Leagues. Rick Russell pitching a 5-hitter for his 3rd shutout in his last 5 outings. And Jose Cardinal.
After 6 innings of play, the Orioles 4-run, 6 hits, no errors. The Yankees 1-run, 6 hits, and 1 error. We go to the 7th, and with the play-by-play, here's Phil Rizzuto.
All right, Frank, and the first pitch to Belanger is outside, ball 1. Belanger has had an infield hit and fly to center. Next pitch is popped up. It's playable. Graig Nettles calling for it. He's in foul territory and makes the catch. It's a foul ball. 1 out. That'll bring up Dave Skaggs. I said that Figueroa has really settled down since the home run from Singleton. He's retired 13 men in a row. Skaggs, a right-hand batter. And the slider is high, ball 1. Baltimore 4, Yankees 1, top of the 7th. High, 2-0. The 2-0 delivery. Lined and a base hit to center field, so 13 was the unlucky number for Figueroa, as he had retired 13 in a row, and Skaggs lines the single to center field. By the batter now, Billy Smith, who singled and scored in the first, hit into a double play in the second, and then hit a hard smash to Chris Chambliss. So Skaggs at first with 1 out. Figueroa to the belt. Pitch to Smith, outside, ball 1. Foul back and out of play. Back into the seats. One man out here in the top of the 7th. Baltimore leading 4-1. Bird scored 1 in the first, and then that long 3-run homer by Ken Singleton. Foul again upstairs and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chambliss holding the bag against Skaggs at first base. Figueroa kicks, delivers a curve, strike 3 called, and Billy Smith knew it. And Figueroa chalks up his second strikeout of the night. First one in the first inning, he got Ken Singleton of all people. Now Elliott Maddox, who singled in the first, helped build that run. Doubled in the third and scored, and then bounced to third in the 5th. Elliott Maddox, who attended Union High School. In the background, Mickey Morabito said they estimate Singleton's homer at approximately 437 feet. The curve is inside, ball 1. Two men out. On deck, Pat Kelly. Figueroa kicks, delivers a line drive base hit, left field. Maddox third hit of the ball game. Skaggs stops at second. And that's base hit number 8 for the Birds, and it brings up Pat Kelly. Kelly pops at third, single to right and scored, and line to second. Skaggs at second. Maddox at first. And the left-hand hitting Pat Kelly up, hitting .281. The pitch to Kelly is down low, ball 1. On deck is Ken Singleton. That hit the outside corner, 1-1. I ran into Ken Singleton's dad outside the press gate. He's got to be a happy father tonight, seeing his son hit that long 3-run homer. The 1-1 pitch, just outside, 2-1. Figueroa taking a little extra time. Gets the sign from Munson. Runners lead off first and second. And the pitch, foul, upstairs and out of play. The count is even at 2-2. And Lou Brock just stole his 883rd base in the first inning, and he's 10 away from the record. The 2-2 pitch. A right at Randolph, who knocks it down, picks it up, throws to first, he's got it. Good play by Willie Randolph, getting in front of that solid line drive. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left.
At the end of 6.5, Orioles 4 and the Yankees 1.
In the American League Monday, Minnesota 2, Oakland 1 in 11 innings. Texas 6, Cleveland 4. Baltimore over Milwaukee 4-3 in 11 innings. Detroit 8, Toronto 3. Chicago 8, Boston 7. California 7, Seattle 2. The game between Kansas City and New York at Yankee Stadium was postponed because of rain. In the American League East, Baltimore the leader over Boston by 2 games. New York is 3 back. Detroit trails by 11.5. Cleveland is 11.5 back. Milwaukee trails by 13 and Toronto by 21.5. In the West, Chicago leads Kansas City by 4.5. Minnesota is 5 back. Texas trails by 8. California by 12. Seattle by 18.5. And Oakland by 19. In the National League Monday, Chicago 9, Houston 7, Pittsburgh 6, Atlanta 3, St. Louis 9, Cincinnati 8, Philadelphia 6, San Diego 4 in 12 innings, New York 1, Los Angeles nothing, and Montreal over San Francisco 4-3. Chicago leads Philadelphia by half a game in the East, Pittsburgh trails by 2.5, and St. Louis by 6.5. In the National League West, Los Angeles leads Cincinnati by 10.5 games following Monday's action. Houston is 15 back, and the San Francisco Giants trail by 15.5. So that's the shape of things in the major leagues.
Graig Nettles leading off. Greg line to right, then just missed a 3-run homer. Ball in the upper deck went foul. He bounces one foul to first base. And then after just missing the home run, Greg popped up to short on one of those tantalizing slow curves by Grimsley. He has had the Yankee hitters off stride with that pitch all night. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nettles. Nobody out, nobody on. The Yankees need a big inning. They trail 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. The kick and the changeup bounce to first base. Up with it is May. Flips to Grimsley in time, and again, Nettles could not wait back there. And I said if he keeps throwing that pitch, and now Bucky Dent is going to back. Cliff Johnston had been out on deck in case Nettles got on. He was going to pinch hit for Dent. But now Bucky will come on twice. Dent has bounced to second base. At the end of 7.5 innings, it's the Red Sox 4 and the Brewers 3. Jim Rice has hit his 26th home run of the year in the 3rd with a man on. He leads the American League. There's one deep to left. Way back there, and that ball is gone. A home run for Bucky Dent. Holy cow, how do you like that? They were just ready to pinch hit for Bucky. And on the first pitch by Grimsley, he lines the home run into the left field seat. And the Yankees are back in the ball game. It's 4-2. Bucky's 6th home run, a Getty round tripper for Bucky. And 4 is Getty Garner. Can never tell in this game of baseball. They were getting ready to pinch hit for Bucky Dent. Had Nettles gotten on, Billy Martin let him hit, and Dent lines a home run into the left field seat. And now it's Baltimore 4, the Yankees 2. Earl Weaver is out on the mound. And I don't know whether Weaver's going to make a change or not. He has not signaled to the bullpen as yet. We'll see. Let's see who's loosening up out there. They have Tippy Martinez, and it looks like Dennis Martinez. But I believe Grimsley is going to stay in the ball game. He is. As Earl Weaver comes back, consider what a job Earl Weaver has done with this club. You ask people around the American League what the outfield is for the Baltimore Orioles, and half of the infield they probably wouldn't be able to tell you, or the catcher. Willie Randolph, the batter. Pitch to Willie. Outside, ball 1. Randolph is walked. Pops a third, fly to right. Baltimore 4, Yankees 2, bottom of the 7th. Grimsley winds, and the pitch down. Whoop! I started to say down low, but Ted Hendry says no, it's strike 1, it's 1-1. On deck, Mickey Rivers. Grimsley's 1-1 pitch, slow curve, popped up on the right side. Lee May in foul territory, and the first baseman makes the catch. There are 2 out. I said every time Grimsley throws that off-speed pitch, the Yankees pop it up. Here's Mickey Rivers. Mick has bounced to first, line to right, fly to center. Texas leading Toronto 9-0 with Bert Blyleven pitching. White Sox 4 and the Tigers 2 at the end of 3.5. Ziff got his 20th home of the year with 2 on. Chet Lemon is 11th with a man on. The slow curve is over, strike one call. Rusty Staub got his 12th home of the year in the first with 1 on. Fastball, ground ball is short. Belanger will have to hurry. He's up throwing, and he's got him. Mark Belanger with those quick hands, and the Yankees are down, but they pick up a run on a homer by Dent, and at the end of 7, it's Baltimore 4 and the Yankees 2.
Dave Parker of Pittsburgh is the top hitter in the National League with a .338 average. Rennie Stennett of Pittsburgh at .331. Simmons of St. Louis at .330. Morales of Chicago at .328. And Lazinski of Philadelphia at .327. Rod Carew of Minnesota hitting .386. He's the top hitter in the majors. Lyman Bostic of Minnesota hitting .338. Bob Baylor of Toronto hitting .322. Singleton of Baltimore hitting .319. Rice of Boston hitting .317. And Paul Dade of Cleveland hitting .316. The Major League home run leader, George Foster of Cincinnati with 31. Mike Schmidt of Philadelphia has 27. Jeff Rose of Atlanta and Johnny Bench of Cincinnati and Steve Garvey of Los Angeles have 22. Jim Rice and George Scott of Boston lead the American League in home runs with 25 each. Larry Heisel of Minnesota has 23. Nettles of New York with 22 and Bonds of California with 21. Foster is the National League RBI leader with 93. In the American League, Heisel of Minnesota has 86. Frank Tavares of Pittsburgh is the National League stolen base leader with 35. And Ramey of California leads the American League in stolen bases with 31. The 14-game winner after play on Monday, Nolan Ryan of California, 14-9.
Ken Singleton will lead off for the Orioles here in the top of the 8th. Singleton has gotten a big hit in this ball game, a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. And that has the Orioles out in front. Singleton has also struck out and fly to center. He's batting .319. And Figueroa's pitch is outside, ball 1. Fastball hit down the left field line. It's going to curve foul, but it was plenty deep enough to have been a home run. Way back in the left field seat. Singleton, as a left-hand batter, is batting only .280. As a right-hand batter, he's batting .413. He has 13 home runs now, 7 hit left-handed, including the one tonight, and 6 right-handed. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to his right. Randolph up with it on the short hop and throws him out. Another fine play by Willie Randolph, who has really sparkled out at second base tonight. One away. And the batter now, Eddie Murray, who has walked, fly deep to center, and bounced to second. Murray, a switch hitter, batting left-handed against Figueroa. Baltimore in front, 4-2, top of the 8th. Curve hits the outside corner, strike one call. Into the Yankee dugout. Carlos May caught that. It hit him right in the chest, though. He's holding his heart. Didn't hit him hard. Strike 3 on a slow curveball that caught the outside corner. Figueroa's 3rd strikeout, 2 out, and the batter Lee May. We'll pause for station identification on the New York Yankees Home of Champions Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Lee May fouls the first pitch over the Baltimore dugout. It hit a fan and bounced back on the field. Strike 1. May has walked. And in that first inning, he walked with the bases loaded. to drive in a run, his 1,000th RBI of his career. He slid to right and bounced to short. Figueroa's one-strike pitch. Popped up. Might be playable. No, Nettles going to run out of room. It goes back about 3 rows in the box seats, and it's 0-2. Baltimore scored a run in the first, 3 in the third. The Yankees picked up single runs in the fourth, and 1 in the seventh. Field, Roy White back there. He's got room, and one hands it at the fence. So the Birds go down in order, and at the end of 7 and a half, it's Baltimore 4 and the Yankees 2.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard. We have a final score in the National League. In addition to the Cubs game, the Los Angeles Dodgers have won the first game of a doubleheader from Philadelphia 5-1. 5 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Dodgers. 1 run, 6 hits. And 1 error for Philadelphia. Rick Rhoden picked up his 11th win of the season against 7 losses with relief help from Garman. Carlson, the loser for Philadelphia, his record drops to 13-6. Steve Garvey hit his 23rd home run for the Dodgers with none on in the fourth. So the Dodgers, in the first of 2 at Dodger Stadium, 5-1 over Philadelphia. Pittsburgh leads Houston 3-2 into the top of the ninth at Three River Stadium. Richard and Sambito for Houston, Candelaria for Pittsburgh. Cedeno hit his 5th home run for Houston with none on in the 4th. Ott hit his 5th for Pittsburgh with none on in the 7th. St. Louis leads Atlanta 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd at St. Louis. Ruthven for Atlanta, Forsch for St. Louis. Hernandez hit his 9th home run for St. Louis with 1 on in the 1st.
All right, in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Yankees will have Munson, Chambliss, and Piniella. Tom Chopay has moved into play right field defensively in place of Ken Singleton. Another little guy who used to be with the Yankees. In the outfield, they have Maddox and Chopay, who used to be with the Yankees. Thurman Munson bounced to first, walked, and single to right center field. And the Yankees really need a rally here. Grimsley been in there all the way. His first pitch outside to Munson, ball 1. Grimsley has allowed 7 hits. He's walked 3, struck out 1. Left-hander winds, and the pitch is right down the middle, 1-1. Thurman looking for his 100th Major League home run. Grimsley shakes off one sign. Big slow curve bounce slowly to third. DeCinces up, throw to first in time. The Yankees are just not able to wait on that curveball. It's easy to say, but it's tough to do if they could wait just a fraction of a second longer. Maybe they ought to start running up on the pitch. He has really been tantalizing the Yankee hitters with that pitch all night. Chris Chambliss has singled, doubled, and popped to third. Chambliss asks for time. On deck, Lou Piniella. Yankees need somebody on there, then a long ball. And Chambliss takes one high, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, slow curve, check swing foul. Just couldn't hold that bat back. One ball, 1 strike. Grimsley kicks, delivers the, I don't know what to call it, Ephus ball, gopher pitch, blooper pitch. That one a little outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Fastball, there's a base hit for Chambliss. His 3rd hit of the night. And now the Yankees have the potential tying run at home plate. Piniella, who has flied to right, bounced to third, and singled. And then on deck, Reggie Jackson. Tonight's attendance, 32,097. Another nice crowd on hand to watch the Yankees. Chambliss at first with one out in the bottom of the eighth. The Yankees trailing 4-2. Grimsley has committed one balk tonight. Piniella now steps out, makes Grimsley wait. Piniella is set. Chambliss with a short lead at first as May is holding him on. Outside with a fastball, ball one. Outfield plays Piniella straight away, and again Lou steps out of the batter's box. Trying to sight Grimsley out there. Pitchers like to pitch when they've got a rhythm. And now Lee May is playing in back of Chambliss at first base. And a pitch way outside, ball two. Let's see if Lou does it again. One out in the bottom of the eighth. This is a big, big series. Baltimore's been the surprise team in the American League East. Grimsley to the belt. The pitch, bouncing ball foul past Dick Hauser. 2 balls and a strike. Piniella's got to keep that ball off the ground unless he can find a hole to hit it in. Lou, with not too much speed, would be an easy double play man. Get one up in the air, though. The balls are traveling tonight. Home run by Singleton deep in the center field bleachers. Grimsley ready. His 2-1 pitch. Big slow curve popped up in the shallow left center. Kelly, with plenty of time, is there and makes the catch. They just cannot time that pitch well. That'll bring up Reggie Jackson now, and Reggie is overdue for a home run. He has walked, singled, and struck out. Two out now. Reggie Jackson. Chambliss at first. Pitch to Reggie. Curve way inside. Ball one. On deck, Roy White. Outfield deep on Jackson, especially Kelly in left and Maddox in center. And the pitch to Reggie. Oh, right down the pipe, 1-1. Looks like Reggie might have been guessing for a breaking pitch on that. And Grimsley threw a fastball right down the middle. Grimsley ready again. Fastball fouled over towards the Yankee dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Deck, Roy White. Grimsley has made only one mistake tonight. That was the home run given up to Bucky Dent. Jackson adjusts his glasses. Grimsley says, kicks, delivers, ground ball off the pitcher's glove. Belanger up with it, throws to first in time to get Jackson. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. At the end of 8, it's Baltimore 4, the Yankees 2.
Continuing with the scoreboard in the National League, we already mentioned that Los Angeles beat Philadelphia 5-1. Pittsburgh has defeated Houston 3-2. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for the Pirates. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Houston. Richard and Sambito for Houston. Candelaria the distance for Pittsburgh to pick up his 11th win against 3 losses. Richard the loser 9-8. Cedeno hit his 5th for Houston. Ott hit his 5th for Pittsburgh. St. Louis 4-0 over Atlanta. That game is in the bottom of the 5th at St. Louis. First game of a doubleheader, San Diego 3, Montreal nothing. Brown against Sly Slavin. Later on, New York at San Francisco. In the American League, Boston 4-3 over Milwaukee. That game is now in the 8th inning at Boston. Rice has hit his 26th home run for the Red Sox. He has the American League home run lead. Texas clobbering Toronto. It's 9-0 Texas. That ball game is in the top of the 8th at Toronto. Chicago leads Detroit 6-2 after 4.5 at Chicago. Robertson Morris for Detroit. Knapp for Chicago. Staub has hit his 12th, Zisk has hit his 20th, and Lemon has hit his 11th home run for Chicago. Later on in the American League on the West Coast, it'll be California at Oakland and Minnesota at Seattle. For California, it'll be Ken Brett, Vida Blue going for Oakland, Paul Thermosgard for Minnesota, and Glenn Abbott will be pitching for Seattle in those two American League West Coast games on this Tuesday night.
Top of the 9th. The Birds lead the Yankees 4-2. Doug DeCinces will lead off. He is line to second, fly deep to center, and bounce to third. Figueroa, after that shaky third inning, has really settled down. Pitch to DeCinces. Swing and a miss to the curve. Strike one. See who the Yankees have coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Roy White, Graig Nettles, and then Bucky Dent. Now, do you pinch hit for Dent, who has already hit a homer? We'll see what Billy Martin has in mind. He punched out third. They'll never get him. They got to let it roll. And it stays fair. A bunt single. Beautiful backspin on that bunt by DeCinces. The only chance Nettles has was to let it go. It rolled off the grass onto the dirt part of the infield, but stayed fair by about 6 inches. And now Belanger, who is also an excellent bunter. He has a single, slide to center, and pop to third. On deck, Dave Skaggs, the catcher. Figueroa set. Throw to first. DeCinces back. Nettles even with the bag at third. Figueroa sets. And Belanger squares the bunt. Bunts out in front of the plate. Munson up with it. Throws to first. They got him. What a play by Munson, who fielded that ball on a hop, one-handed with a catcher's glove, wheeled and threw a strike to Chambliss. It's a beautiful sacrifice for Belanger. That play goes 2-4. Moving to second base is DeCinces. And the batter now, Dave Skaggs. Skaggs popped up a bunt to Munson in the second inning, bounced to third in the fourth, and single to center in the seventh. And on deck, Billy Smith. This is a big run at second base that the Yankees do not want to score, because then if they get just one man on, they'll have the potential tying run at the plate. Pitch is fouled out of play down the right field line back into the seat. Beautiful, cool night here at Yankee Stadium. Pinella not playing deep in right field. And the pitch to Skaggs, the curve low, 1-1. Figueroa to the belt. Low and outside, 2 balls in his sight. DeCinces getting a big lead down at second base. Figueroa kicks, delivers. It's high and tight, 3-1. Figueroa has walked 2 men, and both those walks came in the first inning. Got him in a little bit of trouble. One came with the bases loaded. Here's 3-1 pitch. Strike called. A good fastball. 3-2. And the payoff pitch. High ball 4. And that's the third walk given up by Figueroa. It'll bring up Billy Smith. Singleton scored in the first inning of a double play in the second, bounced to first in the fourth, and struck out in the seventh. And on deck, Elliott Maddox, who is 3 for 4 on the night. Runners at first and second. Pitch to Smith. Down low, ball 1. Figueroa checking DeCinces. Delivers to the plate. Bouncing ball to first base. Chambliss backhands. It goes to Dent 1. No chance for the double play. But an excellent play by Chambliss to save a run there. Going far to his right to backhand a hard hit ground ball. Flips to Dent for the 4th play. There are 2 outs. Runners at first and third, and Elliott Maddox the batter. Elliott has singled twice, doubled, and bounced to third. He came into the game batting 167, and with his 3 hits, he is now over 300. He's only been up 16 times. Maddox hits a lot of hard ground balls. Once in a while, we'll hit a long fly ball. And very close to the plate. Runners lead at first and third. Pitch to Maddox. A curve. Where was it, says Figueroa and Munson. The umpire said it was a ball. Pat Kelly on deck. 2 out, 2 on. 4-2. The Orioles lead top of the 9th. Figueroa stretches. That curve is high. It's 2-0. Bucky Lyle up and throwing in the bullpen. Along with Dick Tidrow. 2-0 pitch. Low. Ball 3. 3-0. Maddox looks down at the third base coach, Cal Ripken, see if he might be hitting on 3-0. Earl Weaver might just give him the green light. The 3-0 pitch. He takes it high and tight, ball 4. And Billy Martin's coming out, and that is strange. Figueroa walked 2 men in the first. Nobody between the first and here in the 9th, he's walked 2 men. And with Pat Kelly due to be the batter, Billy Martin is out to the mound. He's talking with Figueroa and Munson. And let's see, he has not made a sign as yet. And while he is deciding what to do, we'll tell you that the Red Sox have defeated Milwaukee 4-3. 30,950. Figueroa is leaving. He is out of the ball game, and the new pitcher will be making his way to the mound.
Updating the scoreboard now in the American League. As we mentioned to you earlier, 2 West Coast games, California at Oakland and Minnesota at Seattle. Detroit and Chicago, 6-2 Chicago after 4.5.
Bucky Lyle has come on to do the pitching for the Yankees. And the name of the young pitcher who won that ball game, his first major league win, It's spelled A-A-S-E, pronounced R-C. Anyway, Sparky Lyle coming on with an earned run average of 1.69, has won 7 and lost 3, and has 15 saves. Sparky, as usual, coming in trouble. The bases are loaded. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. Andres Mora will be coming on to bat for Pat Kelly. Mora, a right-hand batter. This young man was up with Baltimore early in the year and went down to the minor leagues. Now back up again. He's hitting .212 with 4 doubles, a triple, 4 homers, and 11 runs batted in. He's going to bat just 66 pounds. He has 14 hits, and 9 of them are for extra bases. So Moore comes on. We have DeCinces at third, Skaggs at second. Check that. Billy Smith at second, and Maddox at third. First pitch is down low, ball 1. Chuck Wetner, the fighter from Bayonne, or he's from New Jersey someplace, walking through the crowd. 1 ball on Andres Mora. Lyle pitching from the stretch position. Low, ball 2, 2-0. Now Sparky's got to come in with a pitch. All 3 runners leading away. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and boy, he did Lyle a favor there. That pitch was in and down. 2 balls and a strike. Sparky goes back, goes to the rosin bag. Blows on the pitching hand. Mickey Rivers deep and over in left center field. Big gap in right center field for Moore. The 2-1 pitch. Low, ball 3. 3-1. Sparky cannot afford to make Moore nibble. He's got to be over the plate with this one. And the 3-1 delivery. Bouncing ball at second base. Randolph's got to hurry up. Throw to first. They got him. So Sparky does his job. No runs, a base hit, no errors, 3 men left at the end of 8.5. Baltimore 4 and the Yankees 2.
Another final score hit in Major League Baseball. Boston 4-3 over the Milwaukee Brewers. 4 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors for Boston. 3 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error for Milwaukee. AC, in his first Major League appearance, gets the win for Boston. Sorensen, the loser, 2 wins and 4 losses for Milwaukee. And Jim Rice hit his 26th home run of the season for Boston. He now has the American League lead in home runs. Texas is really sticking it to Toronto. That ball game is now in the bottom of the 8th inning. Mercifully for Toronto, it's almost over. 12-0, Texas over Toronto. Texas with 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 more in the fourth, and 3 runs in the 8th inning. And that's just about it as far as any updates. We'll review those final scores for you in the National League. In the afternoon game, it was Chicago 3-0 over Cincinnati. That's Cincinnati's 8th straight loss, and Cincinnati's longest losing streak in 11 years.
All right, the bottom of the 9th inning. The Yankees needing 2 to tie and 3 to win it. Roy White will lead off, followed by Graig Nettles, and we'll have to see what Billy Martin's going to decide, with Bucky Dent scheduled to be the 3rd batter. Roy White has bounced to second, single right, and hit into a double play. Andres Mora has moved into play left field, and Tony Muser will play first base. As the Orioles make some defensive changes. All right, Ross Grimsley into the windup. And the pitch is high ball. Now that's really rude and uncalled for. Twice now I've seen somebody from the upper deck spill some liquid down on the people below. Ball 2, 2-0. That really. turns me off. Texas shut out Toronto 14-0. Blyleven had a 4-hitter. Strike one, 2-1. Roy was taking all the way. Grimsley's pitch is fouled back upstairs and out of play. 2-2. Yankees need a base runner or two this inning. Grimsley gets the sign from Skaggs. Here's his 2-2 pitch. Foul upstairs and out of play. Count holds at 2-2. Again, the 2-2 pitch. Big slow curve. Holy cow. Roy White took it. It must have been a little high. It's 3-2. And the payoff pitch. He walked him. All right. Roy White works his way on with a big base on ball. The fourth ball given up by Grimsley. And here comes Earl Weaver. And he's signaling for a left-hander. He wants another left-hander to pitch to Graig Nettles. And let's see. It looks like Scott McGregor. Good Tippy Martinez. Well, Nicky Morabito should know better than I. Got my glasses on him late. He says Tippy Martinez. And that's who it probably is. So, as they bring the relief pitcher in to the edge of the infield grass, we will pause for station identification. This is the New York Yankees Home of Champions Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
All right, that's who it is. Tippy Martinez has come on to do the pitching. And Ross Grimsley has worked 8 innings plus one batter here in the top of the ninth, Roy White, and he walked White. Grimsley pitched a beautiful ball game, really changing up on his speed. Had the Yankee hitters off stride most of the night. Martinez having a fine year. He has a 1.86 earned run average, has won 3, lost none, making his 23rd appearance of the year, and has 4 saves. One thing about Tippy, in the 29 innings he's worked, he has not allowed a home run. So Martinez loosening up. And Graig Nettles will be the batter, and on deck is Cliff Johnson. Now, this is what Billy Martin had before, except that Nettles didn't get on. He let Det bat for himself, and Bucky hit a home run in the left field seat. So Martinez has concluded his warm-up, and Graig Nettles will step in. Nettles is line to right, pops it short, and bounced to first. Nobody out. Roy White at first base. The stretch. Pitch to Nettles. Curve in there. Strike one called. Ball was dropped by Skaggs, but right at his feet. Big Cliff Johnson is on deck. Halfway between the on-deck circle and home plate, watching Tippy throw the ball. Next pitch, curve inside this time, 1-1. Used to playing in back of White at first base. Pitch by Martinez. Down low. It's 2-ball. Look at Tippy. He wanted that one. Thought he was going to faint there for a second when it was called a ball. It's 2-1. Outfield deep on Nettles. Graig with 22 home runs on the year. The kick and the pitch high and tight, ball 3. 3-1. And the bullpen is hot again for the Orioles. A right-hander and a left-hander. Martinez set. His 3-1 pitch. Foul. Oh, Nettles had his pitch, a fastball, bells high, and just got under it, fouled it back in the upper deck. All right. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Bottom of the 9th. Baltimore 4 and the Yankees 2. Roy White at first base. And a big pitch coming up. Here it is. And it's popped up. DeCinces, the third baseman, in foul territory, makes the catch, and that's a big out. And now Cliff Johnson will come up and bat for Bucky Dent, and let's see what Earl Weaver does. And they want to know, they're moving the outfielders around. They want to let Tippy Martinez stay in there. Cliff Johnson, batting .268, 4 doubles, 4 homers, and 7 runs batted in. Johnson has 15 hits and 56 at-bats, and 8 of them extra base hits. And on deck, Willie Randolph. 1 man out, bottom of the 9th, Yanks, trailing 4-2. Pitch to Johnson. No, another nice scoop by Skaggs. Boy, what a job he's done behind the plate tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. Roy White at first base with 1 man out. Very few people leaving this ballpark. Those that are leaving are walking slowly. Deep to right field. Holy cow, that ties it up. Cliff Johnson, I just hit a pinch hit home run. And the ball game is tied up. What a shot to the opposite field by Cliff Johnson. And I got goosebumps all over me. All of a sudden, this Yankee crowd are on their feet. The ball game is tied up. Everybody in the dugout jumping up to pat Johnson on the back. I want to tell you, an opposite field home run, and there's still only 1 out, and the Yankees are still batting. Listen to this crowd. And for his line drive home run into the right field seat. All tied up. 4-4 is the pitch to Willie Randolph is low, ball 1. Holy cow, what a finish here, and it's not finished yet. The Yankees have still 2 big outs there in the bottom of the 9th. So the 9th spot. The 9th spot has produced the 2 homers for the Yankees, Bucky Dent and now Cliff Johnson. Listen to this crowd. 1 ball, no strikes on Willie Randolph. The pitch, high ball 2-0. On deck, Mickey Rivers. Unbelievable. This Yankee team battled back, but looked like they had no chance at all. We mentioned before, Tippy Martinez had not allowed a home run until that one by Johnson. The pitch, high ball 3. 3-0. And you don't think a home run doesn't shake up the pitcher? Not much. 3-0 the count. Cliff Johnson pinch hitting a 2-run homer. The 3-0 pitch, strike 1 call, 3-1. And the crowd is booing a strike. That's good to hear. Cliff Johnson's 15th home run of the year. The fifth is the Yankee. Ball 4, and Randolph is on. And now the Yankees with good speed at first, and even better speed at the plate in Mickey Rivers. And on deck, Thurman Munson. 4-4 the score. Mickey Rivers is 0 for 4 tonight. That was the second walk for Randolph on the night. Moving way in at third is DeCinces. Stretched by Martinez. He throws to first, but Randolph back easily. Tippy set. Pitch to Mickey. Foul off Mickey's foot. Strike one. And now Dick House is going to come in. He evidently gave a sign to Rivers that Mickey missed. And the best way to do it is go up and tell the hitter. Take no chances. DeCinces still way in at third base. Willie Randolph leads off first. Throw to first base. Willie back. One strike on Mickey Rivers. One man out. We're all tied 4-4 in the bottom of the ninth. Time called. Now we're all set. Stretched by Martinez. The pitch inside. 1-1. Martinez ready. Delivers. Curve. Bounce foul. Mickey trying to hit it by DeCinces, but chopped it foul and into the Baltimore dugout. A ball and 2 strikes. I told you the baseballs are really traveling tonight. Yankees haven't been able to hit too many in the air. The 2 that they did hit in the air were home runs by Bucky Dent and Cliff Johnson. Randolph leads off first. Stretched by Martinez. The pitch. Curve high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mickey's got to guard that plate. Randolph leads away. Throw to first base, but Willie back. Pretty good gap in right center field for Mickey Rivers. Maddox is shading him over in left center. The outfield's very shallow in left and in center. Stretched by Martinez. The pitch. Bouncer foul outside of first, so Mickey stays alive. Said it's a good thing the Yankees have played such great defensive ball tonight. We told you that was a big run last inning that Sparky Lyle did not allow a score when he came in with the bases loaded. All right, Randolph leading away. And the pitch, foul. Mickey just trying to chop that ball now, which is not a bad idea. Not swinging too hard, just trying to get a piece of it. Billy Martin up in the Yankee dugout. Martinez set. The pitch inside, 3-2, and what a spot now. Willie Randolph probably will be going, and Mickey Rivers got to protect that plate. And of course, if it's not in the strike zone, take it for a walk. But Mickey is a tough man to walk. All right, ready for the payoff pitch. Randolph going, the ball is hit to center field, though. Shallow center, and Maddox cannot get it. And, here's a safe. Maddox with that bad knee had trouble coming in. And the second baseman, Billy Smith, going back, could not reach it. It drops in for a base hit. And on the big scoreboard it says, don't stop now. A base hit for Mickey Rivers on the highest Texas League fly ball I've seen all year. Maddox just cannot go too fast with that bad knee. And Earl Weaver is coming out with Thurman Munson scheduled to be the batter. We're going to have another pitcher. And we've got Dave Sommer up here in the booth with us. And Dave, who is not a teacher of psychology or psychiatry, but has lectured on it so much. What would a game like this mean to a team like the Yankees if they should pull it off, Dave?
Phil, first of all, I am excited. I can't even talk. Well, let me say, Phil, I feel the same way as you. If we win tonight, we're going to go all the way. This does a lot for your adrenaline, does a lot for the whole team. I think Billy really needs this, and we all need it. And I think this is it. No matter how it goes tonight, Phil, I think just coming back in the ninth inning is just a tremendous uplift for all of us.
That's true. All right, let's see who is coming on. As we put the glasses on him. As soon as I see that number, it looks like 37 on the scorecard. That's who it is. 37. Now, where's my scorecard? I'm so excited. I've thrown everything up in the air. Number 37 is Dick Drago, the big, hard-throwing right-hander. He's come on to relieve Tippy Martinez. And Drago will be pitching the Thurman Munson. Munson tonight has bounced into a fourth play, walked, singled, and bounced to third. And Thurman Munson, the captain, one of the men who makes this Yankee team go. So Dick Drago coming on. I'll tell you, there were a few people we told you walking slowly to the exits. They have all gone back to their seats. Drago has won 3 and lost 3 this year. He's making his 27th appearance of the year. Pretty good earned run average, 2.68. Drago has allowed 3 home runs and has 4 saves. Thurman Munson now standing the third base side of home plate as he watches Drago serve up his warm-up pitches. We have Willie Randolph at second, Mickey Rivers at first. You couldn't ask for any better speed on the bases. And Mr. Clutch himself, Thurman Munson, up there. The ball game is tied 4-4, and it has been a thriller. As Mickey Borbito gives us more trivia, that's the 8th pinch hit home run of Cliff Johnson's career. But right now, Thurman Munson is the important man. 1 out. Runners at first and second. A 4-4 ball game in the bottom of the 9th. Willie Randolph turns around to look at the outfield, as does Mickey Rivers, which is always a good idea for you kids. Find out where they're playing, so you'll know when the ball's hit if you can advance. Stretch by Drago. The pitch to Munson. Strike one called. Good fastball knee high by Drago. Outfield plays Munson straight away. There's no way you can play Munson. He hits the ball all over. Willie Randolph got to get a good jump at second base on a base hit. Drago gets the sign from Skaggs. Comes to the belt. And the pitch. A ground ball to second base. Smith up, goes to first. They got Munson. The runners advanced. He jammed Thurman that time. So Thurman bounces out. Randolph moves to third. Rivers to second. And the batter, Chris Chambliss. And they will probably walk Chambliss to pitch to Piniella. Chambliss is 3 for 4 tonight. He has singled twice, doubled, and popped to third. And they're going to put him on an intentional walk to Chris Chambliss. And that will bring up sweet Lou Piniella. Piniella, Mr. Clutch. He is 1 for 4 tonight.
Randolph should be alert because on an intentional walk sometimes the pitcher could throw one away. And the crowd, of course, booing, but this is a heads-up play by Earl Weaver. You don't want to let the hot man in the ball game beat you, and Chambliss has 3 base hits tonight. And he leads the Yankees in total hits. Piniella's talking with Reggie Jackson in the on-deck circle. Whoa, he almost threw that one away. Scoreboard has ball 4, but it's ball 3. And now it'll be ball 4. Here it comes, and it's ball 4, and the bases are full of Yankees. And Lou Piniella the batter. And in a situation like this, Randolph has got to be ready. Drago will be trying to put a little extra on his pitches, and that's when he can bounce one in front of home plate. 2 men out, bases loaded, all tied 4-4, bottom of the 9th. Yankees came back with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 9th to tie it. Drago into the windup. Randolph bluffs stealing home, and the pitch, low ball 1. I tell you, Willie almost came halfway that time, and if he had gone all the way, he might have stolen it, but he was just trying to draw a balk from Drago. Randolph again leading away, bluffs coming down. Pitch to Piniella, ground ball hit to third, DeCinces up goes to second, in time for the 4th play. But the Yankees come up with 2 big runs on 2 hits, no errors, 3 men left. At the end of 9, it's Baltimore 4 and the Yankees 4. As we go into the 10th inning, but what excitement. What a comeback, huh, William?
Oh, yes, Scooter. Cliff Johnson hitting that home run to tie this ball game up 4 apiece. Now we're in the 10th inning, and Tom Chopin will lead off against Sparky Lyle. And here's the first pitch to the left-handed batter. Swung on and popped up on the left side of the infield in foul territory. Graig Nettles. He's there. He's got it. Nettles making the catch against the edge of the grandstand in foul territory on the third base side. 1 away. Batter now is Eddie Murray, and he's been tough against Yankee pitching. He'll turn around, bat right-handed against Sparky Lyle. To batting a left-handed against Ed Figueroa. 1 out, nobody on. A 4-4 tie in the top of the 10th. First pitch to Murray. Swung on and fouled off. Murray has walked. He's flied to center field, bounced to second, and struck out. He's 0 for 3. Yankees don't too often handcuff this young fella. He's been responsible for 5 of the Orioles wins against the Yankees. Eddie Murray. Ball hit Murray on his left instep, so he's walking it off. Yankees coming back with 2 runs in the bottom half of the 9th inning. 2 runs, best hit home run by Cliff Johnson to send the ball game into extra innings. Yankees had a chance to win. 2 runs, best hit home run by Cliff Johnson. Here's the 1 strike pitch now to Murray. Low up. It is not low. It's on the knees. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Sparky keeping that ball down. Lau working quickly. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Curveballs hit in the air, shallow center. Rivers coming in. Stanley going back. Now Mickey's there, and the center fielder makes the catch. 2 outs. That'll bring on Tony Muser. Tony Muser went into the ballgame as a defensive replacement for Lee May, and now he's strapped in the lineup. Still adding Singleton leading off in Murray and Lee May as best hitters. Weaver has to go with some defensive replacement. Muser takes the strike. Tony's a left-handed batter. He gets the bat on the ball, but no power. Outside and low, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on, 10th inning. Yankees 4 and the Baltimore Orioles 4. Yankees will have Reggie Jackson, Roy White, and Graig Nettles due in against Dick Drago. Slice fouled into the upper deck left side. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Tony Muser. Muser's been up 88 times. He has 23 base hits, no home runs, 5 runs batted in. Muser's been up 88 times. Came to the Orioles from the Chicago White Sox. Played there behind Dick Allen, playing here behind Lee May. And the 1-2 delivery to Muser. Hit on the ground is short. Fred Stanley's there. Throws on the first. Side is retired. 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the bottom half of the 10th inning. The score is tied. The Yankees 4, the Orioles 4.
Okay, let's get back to the action now at Yankee Stadium in New York. We're in extra innings.
Well, the Yankees now will have to face Scotty McGregor, who comes on to relieve Dick Drago in the 10th inning. Reggie Jackson and Roy White, Graig Nettles all could or would bat left-handed. So Weaver countering with the left-handed pitcher, a former Yankee, Scotty McGregor. Jackson will lead off. White, a switch hitter, is batting. He's in the on-deck circle. And then Graig Nettles, the third baseman, is back in the hole. So Weaver coming with the left-hander. Reggie Jackson, 1 for 3. Takes a curveball at top side. Yankees 4 runs, 10 hits. Orioles 4 runs, 9 hits. Playing the bottom of the 10th. The 1-0 to Jackson. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. McGregor's making his 14th appearance for the Baltimore Orioles. His 11th relief appearance. Hit foul, upper deck left side. 2 balls and a strike on Jackson. Scotty's won a game, lost a game, and he's picked up 2 saves. He's given up 53 base hits in 53 innings. Last pitched on July 5th in Detroit. McGregor winds, kicks and deals a 2-1 pitch. Low ball, 3-1. Yankees fighting back in this ball game. They were down 4-0 at the end of 3. Picked up a run in the 4th. Another one in the 7th. 2 on a 2-run home run by Cliff Johnson in the 9th inning. Pitch to Jacksonville, deep to right center. That ball is going. It is gone, and the ball game is over. Reggie Jackson has just hit one of the bleachers over the 385-foot mark. And the Yankees win it by a score of 5-4. Reggie Jackson's 17th home run of the year, and the 10th time this year that Jackson has driven in the game-winning run for the New York Yankees. Final score once again: the New York Yankees 5, the Baltimore Orioles 4, and I'll be back with more right after this.
So Reggie Jackson, who has been booed so often this year by New York Yankee fans, gets quite a reception of thanks there for that 10th inning home run, as the New York Yankees have knocked off the Baltimore Orioles by the score of 5-4. Now that changes things, of course, not as far as the standings are concerned, but it changes obviously as far as games behind, because both Boston and New York have won. Baltimore's now 56 wins, 42 losses. Boston is 54 and 42, and the New York Yankees are now 54 wins and 44 losses. So that means that Baltimore's lead over Boston is now 1 game, and the New York Yankees are now trailing by 2 games. So that's the way the things shape up. And getting set to go at it again, Baltimore will send Jim Palmer to the mound against Ed Figueroa, scheduled to go. Now that, of course, will have to be changed because Figueroa was in this ball game. But we'll have to wait and see exactly who the Yankees will go with. But Jim Palmer is scheduled to go for the Baltimore Orioles on Wednesday. And Palmer checks in with 10 wins and 8 losses on the season. He's the top pitcher, the all-star starting pitcher for the American League this year for the Baltimore Orioles. A couple of other finals in the American League. Boston 4-3 over Milwaukee, and Texas 14-1 over Toronto.
Well, the New York Yankees move within 2 games of the mercifully Baltimore Orioles as they win this ball game 5-4 on the strength of a 10th inning home run. A leadoff home run by Reggie Jackson. Jackson's 17th home run of the year. Hit it over the 385 mark in right center field and into the bleachers. The Yankees had 5 runs on the 11 hits. They made an error. The Baltimore Orioles, 4 runs on 9 base hits. They played airless baseball. Sparky Lau won the ball game for the Yankees. He's now 8-3. Scotty McGregor lost it. In relief, he's now 1-2. Baltimore took a 1-0 lead in the first. They added 3 more in the third on a home run into the center field section by Ken Singleton, a 3-run shot. That gave Baltimore a 4-0 lead. Yankees chipped away for a run in the bottom of the fourth. A double by Chambliss, an RBI single by Reggie Jackson. Yankees picked up 2 more runs. No, checked out 1 more run in the bottom of the seventh when Bucky Dent hit his 6th home run of the year into the left field seat. It was the Yankees' 100th home run of the season. Then in the 9th inning, with Baltimore leading 4-2, Roy White walked, leading off. Then Tippy Martinez came on. He got Nettles a foul out. But then Bucky Dent was due in. Billy Martin brought Dent back, set up Cliff Johnson. And Johnson hit his 5th home run of the year into the right field seats for a 2-run home run to tie the ball game up.
So that's the story, as Reggie Jackson then followed in the 10th with his home run to win it for the Yankees. This broadcast authorized under rights granted by New York and Baltimore solely for the entertainment of the AFRTS listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written permission of New York and Baltimore is prohibited. Final score again in 10 innings, New York 5, Baltimore 4.
You're listening to the...
Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000